Well, we got Fred in the house. Of course, there's Jen, and then there's me, and then there's all of you. I'm so happy you're here. So you see me looking over here on the side. I'm just seeing who's here online with us. So love it that you're here. Again, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 5-day challenge. This is day 5. I can't believe it. It's Friday already. I'm excited. I hope you've had a good time with this challenge because this has been a lot of fun putting this together for you. I want to first, before everything gets underway, I'm going to send my shout outs first and foremost to the AV team. Jen and Allie were here. And then, of course, those who are here in spirit. Denise, I know she would be here as much as she can. So I just want to send a shout out of thanks to all of the crew who helped make this possible. Also to Ben and to Aziz, thank you all. And I also want to say thank you to Yusuf for coming on board, not 1, but 2 days. I really loved engaging with him and all he had to talk about because I think this is definitely the future. This is on the horizon in so many ways. And we can bring it here to our town, and you can bring it there to your town as well. Because that's what this is about, helping you to be that go-to person in your profession. So we're very happy to be here and to help. So as we kick things off today, I want to talk a little bit about the creative virtual concepts and really what that means. You know, creative professionals have been shifting in their mindset from feeling that new technology is going to harm creativity to now realizing that it's important to understand how it can enhance the creative process and help inform decisions. You know, brands and producers have had to be really creative with activations given everything that's going on. And I will tell you, they have been, and I love it. With all the restrictions in place, producers have been very innovative in their approach with different launches and making sure that we've had more touchless events, but still having strategies that help produce those coveted high energy, unforgettable events. So many of the producers out there, again, since I'm giving kudos, give kudos to you for really being creative and imaginative and how, or reimaginative, and how we can launch but still connect the user to those brands, those companies, those products, and just helping to keep our world moving on as we settle into the new way of how we're going to do things. I just foresee these restrictions staying in place for the foreseeable future. So it's important for us to, again, reimagine how we're going to do things. And that's the long and short of it. The good part is the technology has not only been keeping pace, it's been ahead of us. And it's now just about us imagining how we're going to use this technology for what it is that we want to do. So I'd like to show you, I'm sorry I got ahead of myself, go back one, the creative virtual concepts. You know, when you put together different events, it's important for you to understand what the challenges are, what the goals are, who you are trying to reach, and what is your measure of success. One recent example is Sephora. As you know, earlier this year, or maybe you don't know, earlier this year, the beauty brand had an activation with other companies. And as part of that activation, it was in celebration of their partnership. As part of that activation, they went to different parking lots across the USA. And, you know, you look at this and you see here, everybody knows from skincare and makeup mavens, the black and white trademark of Sephora. And the good part about that is it's, you know, it stands out, you know what it is, it's a signature move, so there's that brand, so automatically you know it's about makeup. So therefore, they set up a 2-day event that took a mobile first approach. And as you look here on the picture, what you see here is that the end result being that they put in together a beauty maze while guests use their smartphones to navigate the touch-free interactive experience. Now, the experiential team who put this together didn't stop there. They wanted to know what people thought about this. So they took a 700-person survey, and they really wanted to see, and they looked at all kind of cultural backgrounds, genders, cultural areas, generations, to really better understand how the consumers wanted to engage with that brand post-COVID, or, well, still in the middle of COVID. What am I saying? There's no post yet. So in the middle of COVID, what was a better way to interact? And what they found was that most people wanted a mobile-first type of event. They wanted it to be touchless, and they felt that this was key for any type of physical event that was going on. And I think, let me look here. It says 49% wanted this option from the beginning. No matter whether they had influencers or press or any type of push notifications, those things were great. But they wanted to begin it first and foremost on their smartphones. This is how they wanted to navigate through. And in this creative experiential launch that they did, they included an outdoor maze that had over 8 QR code type experiences. 8. And you think, wow, you can do 8? I will tell you, it's up to you to design in your concept how many experiences you want someone to have. Now, in this one, this allowed their guests to engage with the brand, engage with those influencers, the key personnel in their company, as well as to take fun quizzes, as we saw, and of course get that coveted Instagram moment. So that's how they created this hybrid activation. Now, because this was a low touch type of experience, they definitely met all of the restrictions because it was an outdoor experience overall. So everything was naturally enforced and kept a safe environment. But again, it created that unique experience for the participant and the brand and what the message was for there. Again, it was in celebration of their partnership, being in this new store and being done in their parking lot, really got the user to see this brand and how they were going to be used in the store overall. Now, virtual engagement is pretty limitless. It's really up to you as a planner, as a tourism representative, and of course as a hospitality professional, what it is that you're trying to do. The key parts of this, of course, is always identifying what your challenges are. What is it that is your goal? What are your priorities? What is the audience that you're trying to reach? Those are all the keys to developing a great virtual experience. And when you look here, when you know what those challenges are, like I always love this one that we had here with Ladies Hold My Purse. This group put this out here. It was part of Independence Day. I think it was just before the election. Doesn't this want to make you engage? Doesn't this make you want to go jump into this photo session and be a part of this? And because it makes the users want to engage, therefore they want to provide their data to be able to do this. And then because they're a part of this, it's delivering that unique message in this unique type of experience. So again, the concepts are really based on you. What it is that your message, what's your message? What are your goals, and what is the audience that you're trying to reach? So I have another example for you here with Fitbit. Now in this experience, what we looked at was Fitbit wanted to launch another watch. And as part of this experiential activation, they created a 30-30 campaign, which was essentially for 30 days, they wanted people to go out for 30 minutes and try 30 different exercises. And of course, take snapshots all over of them engaging in this and being a part of this. So this was held in Dubai, and the goal was to, just reach everyday residents along with tourists to come in and participate in this activation. Now, of course, they had sites set up all over in different places, and you can see from here it was everywhere from the beach, which is a lot of, and because it's along the coastline. But it was also in the shopping mall area. Of course, this is all pre-COVID. But again, it was all around. And the idea was really to reach out to be a part of family fun, to really expand the market reach and create more brand awareness. And it was driving growth in their sales along with collecting data. Now, with in partnership with the brand from the beginning, we started out, as you can see in the photo, with our hand sanitizer, where so people, before they went into the areas, they put their hand on the sanitizer, and right there was a mirror with a QR code, but you can't see right there. So the users picked up the phone, used the QR code to activate, and in there, they were automatically a part of that experience. So now they could take a snapshot, and they had embed codes, or the hashtags for that were already there, so they can send it off on Facebook, Instagram, automatically share that they're a part of this wonderful 30/30 campaign. So they go out, they're a part of it, they're in different areas for physical fitness, and they really got into it. A lot of people were into it. And the nice part is, over 30 days, what you saw were videos being shared across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You saw unique emails were collected, as well as social media shares all over the place. And they highlighted people who were winners in different categories. And we used our 180 booth to really capture that. And what you can't see is the turning of the 180 booth on this. But it was really a great, successful promotion. It really showed how it didn't take a lot to make an activation work, because here was generated a whole lot of activity in a short period of time about a brand and a new product launch. That's how it was all brought together. So it really made a big splash. So when we look at yesterday's experience, the magazine cover, you had to envision what would a cover for the Patio Chick look like, knowing what its brand color schemes were, have an idea of what you wanted it to say, where you wanted participants to show up on that cover, and if you wanted to highlight any sponsors, to talk about what's next. That was all a part of your creative concepts. And I will tell you, many of you had some really good concepts there. And then from that part, we linked it to the gift box. So once a person took that picture, they could then actually, in their email, there was an email response to say, hey, thank you for being a part of this. Here's your secret code. They clicked on the gift box, and then they went in to see if they actually won. And many of you came up with some very charismatic ideas on, first off, what kind of gifts could be there. And no, Chelsea, we do not give away red Corvettes. But that is a good idea. I love the way you think. But I take that back. If you get the sponsor, you can definitely give away a car. Just like Oprah said, you get a car, and you get a car, and you too can get a car. Those are all, that's all a part of how you can make that activation. You can add those types of things. But many of you came up with wonderful covers. I really loved it. And your imagination was very good. And again, using Canva makes life so much easier, because again, you can come up with your color scheme based on your brand, based on your theme, based on your event, and outline that, and that shows up in the cover itself. And then because it's a two-part system, you're doing something very key, which is incentivizing those users, those participants, to stay a part of your event or a part of your activation. You know, they say, what's the best way to keep people engaged? Give them things. And you know me, I'm a giver. So I understand there were many winners over the last 24 hours, which is great. So we're going to keep that going. And I hope you have tried to use your code to find out if you won as well. So with that being said, I would like to say, if you haven't tried the challenge yet, here's the QR code. and get out those cell phones and go over there and check it out. So I'm going to hold this up for just a minute. And again, this being a two-part activation or experience, you come in first and you can see for yourself how well or how easy it is to create a cover, to outline it in your brand colors and your theme, and to keep your participants engaged. So in there, go ahead, take your cell phone out, get it out, hold it, go to your photo capability, and then decide, and then activate the booth. That's how we do that. All right, so many of you go on over there and take your pictures and send those in. You're going to give it a try, Jen?
Sure, why not?
Why not? Give it a try. See what it looks like for you.
I didn't wear my makeup today.
No makeup?
Well,
Hey,
it's
we're
Friday.
doing it
It's
again
Friday.
here.
Makeup on Friday?
Who wears makeup on Friday? I think I'm taking Alicia Keys' moment here and just going natural with it. I think that's the best way to go.
Oh, I look a little sick. Let me do that again. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Can I take off 20 pounds?
Great smiles.
All right.
All right. So try that part of the challenge.
Hold on, Angie. I gotta take a picture.
Okay.
Screen, right?
She's adding this in as we speak. This just shows you how easy it is to do. And you use
It's a lot of pressure.
a lot of pressure. No pressure at all. This is how it gets to be fun.
Life is better on the patio.
Yes, it is.
Most definitely.
Life is definitely better on the patio.
And a fire pit.
So, as we go to the
Real. Sorry. I was too busy.
just getting into it. See, that's a great thing. I love this slide yet again because it helps you to visualize what it is, visualize different possibilities that you can implement to make your events memorable and to drive unique engagements. Again, whether it's in education or it's in sports or events or shopping, restaurants and bars and live streaming, as we were just showing right here, you have a way to create virtual engagement with your audience, your participants, your clients, between your brands, your products, how you want that information disseminated along with your message. So now I'm going to take some of your questions and let's see here. We're going to go with the first question. I'm going to check in the chat here to see what I got. Okay, yeah. So let's see here. We have, I think this is from Chelsea. Let's see here. For hybrid activations that use QR codes, are the promotions embedded in the code? Yes, they are. That's the great thing about it. And the nice and even better thing about this is they can be changed easily as well as quickly. So if you're creating an event that has like a like Sephora set up that had different stations where you'd follow the QR codes from one place to the next, you could have different companies have different promotions at each location, which is really fun. So now you have a way of not only bringing together that brand, but you can bring in the sponsors as well to be a part of that activation. The possibilities, again, are limitless. So let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, yes, see you have a follow-up question. Let's see, the magazine cover had a white background. Can you change that? Yes, you can. Again, it's all about you and your design. Here we just thought white was probably a safe background because you never know what anybody is wearing. So, but yes, you can change the background color. And again, I love Canva because it makes it so easy. Or you can have us do it. decide what your theme colors are, or your event colors are, and we can make the backgrounds as well as the writing and the graphic design of that in concert with your brand, your event, or your theme. So we have those options. And let's see, I have another one here from Facebook. Let's see, this one says, how long can an activation run? Well, that depends on two things. Whether you're meaning time, such as, hours, days, months, yes. I will say yes, it can run that amount of time. It's up to you. It's just based on your concept, how long you want that activation to run. As far as complexity or detail, again, it's based on your concept. It's up to you. There's one activation we held that can be done in many cities where it took you on a walk through the city, and using many of its natural historical points, we had a QR code base. So your phone goes to the QR code, it highlights the code, it activates the booth, and automatically it tells you about this historical site, and then it tells you to use your phone to scan over that historical site. And believe it or not, we had a key embedded in there. That key was a promotion from a sponsor, and the key itself said, it varied depending on the sponsor, either to have a 10% off coupon, or 2 for 1, or come in and try this. We would provide that. The good part is you had a way to link not only the city to its historic points, but now you had a way for residents as well as tourists to maybe discover or rediscover some historical sites, and then turn around and bring the companies that are in the local area, if that was the case, in the local area, to be a part of this as well. So now you have laid out a way for all 3 touchstones to be a part of this event, this experience. And I will tell you, people talk about scavenger hunts. Yeah, that's fun, and I think it's a great place for it. But in this scenario, this activation we created, it was mainly for tourism, and it was meant to for a tourist who's coming in the town to just kind of know some places. It was a short walk to help them learn about different key points on the city. I think it was 30 minutes. You walk around and you see different key points on the city, and then it took them to different restaurants. So if you're a tourist, you're definitely going to want to know what are some of the good restaurants to go to. So that was a lot of fun. All right, let's see. Do we have any other questions? Nope, I think that pretty much does it. Wonderful. All right. So again, I just love this challenge because I think it was a culmination of all the things that we have been discussing throughout the week, and bringing forth some of the possibilities that you could have for a virtual experience. I loved that we came from a virtual booth of creating a template to using QR codes to activate that booth, to actually understanding how you could to incentivize and use gamification in that way to incentivize your guests and participants, all the way now through to creating an unforgettable event that drove unique engagement. You can't tell me you didn't have fun with this. I know I had fun, and I sent this to many other people who are, they're not planners, or they're not tourism reps or hospitality professionals, but they still had fun and wanted to see how this ended. They took it all the way to the end to see how this played out. And that's what it's about. You want to keep people engaged, you want to keep the energy high, and you want to make a reason for them to remember your event and to come back and then to talk about it, to create buzz around it. So the best way to find out the possibilities that you can have for your event is to schedule a session with us. Come on over. We have the links online. Let's sit down and talk about what your challenges are, what events you have coming up, and what are your goals and your priorities with those. And we will help you with your concept development. So that's the best way to move forward. And I ask that you share this challenge and the discussions that we had with other professionals out there. I think they would love to know about this information and be able to implement and use it for themselves. Now, we're going to say thank you so much for being a part of this session of Let's Talk Virtual. We're going to take a quick break, and then, as I promised on Monday, that we were going to bring back the patio chick herself, Tara, and she has a wonderful, wonderful announcement that she came here to share with us. So again, everybody, thanks so much for being a part of this challenge. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more Let's Talk Virtual. Thank you.